By now, you've probably heard my magic wand story. It's a brand that's been part of my personal journey for more than 20 years. But no matter how many times I sing Magic Wand's praises, I'll never be able to fully capture the story of this incredible brand. Well, now journalist and author Kate Sloan just completed a limited audio series documenting the history and impact that Magic Wand has created over the last 56 years. It's called Making Magic. And the series chronicles Magic Wand's incredible brand story through interviews with nearly 40 experts, performers, business owners, educators, and fans. So I got a sneak preview of this series, and what I loved is that Kate weaves together snippets from all their interviews into this amazing story arc. She covers Magic Wand's journey from appliance store massager to its legendary influence on culture and sexual independence, and it's all just fascinating. The first episodes of Making Magic are available now at makingmagicseries.com or on all popular podcast platforms. Just search for Making Magic or visit makingmagicseries.com today. Hey everyone, thanks for listening to Sex with Emily. Today's show is all about stepping up your communication, both in the bedroom and in the dating world. And I'll also be answering your emails about jealousy, masturbation, and so much more. Thanks for listening.
Look into his eyes. They're the eyes of a man obsessed by sex. Eyes that mock our sacred institutions. Bedroom eyes, they call them in a bygone day.
Hey, Emily, you got a boyfriend? Because my man E here, he just got his heart broken. He thinks you're kind of cute.
A girl's got to have her standards. Oh, my.
Do women know about shrinkage?
Isn't it common knowledge?
What do you mean, like laundry? It shrinks?
Can we not talk about sex so much?
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God, I feel so good.
Being bad feels pretty good. But you know, Emily's not the kind of girl you just play with.
You're listening to Sex with Emily. We're talking about sex, relationships, and everything in between. For more information, go to sexwithemily.com. Check out all the crazy good stuff happening there. Sign up for a mailing list. If you don't, that's crazy. We put up blogs every day and Twitter and Instagram at Sex with Emily. Let's get all that out of the way. Oh, and Facebook. We're good time everywhere. So listen to how my day started.
Let's do it.
Okay. I woke up and I had an irrational fear that I had bed bugs in my apartment.
Are you doing meth? That's
No.
a meth thing to do.
To think you've bed bugs?
Yeah. Meth fucks always think that they have like bugs on their body.
No, I've never in my life thought that's why it's so now that I have 12 hours of retrospective. It
What
was
led
really
to it?
irrational. Like I'm embarrassed that I called my landlord. I was late for work. Okay. So a friend of mine just recently had bed bugs and I actually had when I was backpacking through Thailand, I've experienced bed bugs. I was sleeping in the jungle in Malaysia.
Those are jungle bugs.
No. They were bed. I was on a mattress. I had bed
the
bug
jungle?
bites. Yeah, because it was like a hut where you like one of those salt licks
right.
where you go.
Okay.
So stop asking.
Okay.
They were bed bugs, and they were all over my body, and like they still have scars, and it was painful. And then I also had this scab on my a scar on my back, like a bug bite from like a spider bite from a few nights ago or something. But I didn't know. I wasn't paying attention.
This is recent.
Yeah,
this
like
is
a
out
day
of the
ago.
jungle.
So I woke up.
Here.
Yeah, the jungle 20 years ago. So I always think about bed
you got a
bugs.
spider
Then my
bite.
friend just got bed bugs, which is like the most horrific experience.
That's not your friend anymore.
Well, you have to like get rid of everything.
You can't have friends with bed
You have to
bugs.
put stuff
You're
in
better
like
than that.
saran wrap and
Right.
send it to the dry cleaner. Okay. Then there was it's going to sound, but there's little spats of blood on my, like where I was sleeping. And that's what the bed bugs look like. They leave these little.
They do.
And it was like 3 of them. And I was like, well, is it that scratch I had the other night from this bug bite, but I didn't notice? Like it was a spider bite, a zipper bite, which really was like, you get little bites.
No.
Do you get those ever?
No, I'm pretty bite free.
Really?
I think
Okay,
it's all,
so this is what
all
I'm
the
saying.
drugs and alcohol
in
in
the
my
mind,
blood. I don't think they
didn't
like it.
know if it was a spider bite or a. I
You
had
thought
little
you had
things of
bed
blood.
bugs.
So then I got really scared. And then I had, so I looked at the bite again and I had like 2 little, and they say you have 3 dots. So the point, I Googled it, which is such a mistake. And my bed looked like, and they said you have 3 in a row. They call it breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I called my landlord. I'm like, do you have exterminators? He's like, we've never had that problem. I'm like, shit. So I go on Yelp,
He's
find
like,
the
it's
best
scabies.
one.
You're a horse. Scabies.
So they come in like 20 minutes. They show up, and I'm like, I'm really nervous. They're turning over my couch.
Wait,
They're in
Terminex showed up?
Yeah, no, like somebody,
Yeah.
the exterminator.
Well, right.
2 guys. They're like, hello, ma'am. They got great reviews. This is like, they come in, and they are like, go in my bedroom. But they got the mask on and the thing, and they're like turning in the sheets over, like, do you mind if we open some drawers?
Oh no!
And I'm like, oh no.
You're like, they're vibrating already. Why not?
Because here's the thing. I have a storage bed, right? Which means I have a mattress with like 8 drawers underneath it because I live a very small place. So I'm like, yeah. And the guy, he speaks Spanish primarily. And I said, yes, but I have sex toys when you open. He goes, oh no, don't worry. It's okay. We've seen everything, So I'm going, oh my God. And they're like flipping. And I'm just going, do you see anything? Like, I'm really nervous. Irrationally. And no, I'm not doing meth or drugs. No, it's like a real...
It's a meth move.
Dude, I wish. That sounds fun. But so they're searching, and then he's like, it's okay, ma'am, I've seen it all. And then I'm like, well, how frequent, like, is it common? He's like, well, there's been an outbreak lately. And I'm like, so panicked. He's like, and then they'd stop and they'd go, what about this? They're like conferring, and I'm watching them. And then they come out to the living room and they flip over the couch. And he's like, and he points at something. He goes, there's one.
No.
And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like freaking out. He's like, wait, let me take it outside. And he goes, oh no, ma'am, that's not one. I'm sorry. That's not a bed bug.
What was it?
It was a what do you call it? Like a beetle.
Jeju Mini?
No, it was like a little tiny, like a bug that happened.
There
like
was a bug,
flip.
though.
There was a bug, but it wasn't a bed bug.
It wasn't in the bed.
So then I said, well, where do people, like, how can
bug.
I prevent it? And then it turns out I don't have bed bugs. And he's like, you're clean. It's good. And I felt a little crazy because I had these 3 little bites and then the little blood from the...
Right.
And I'm busy. It could have been there for 3 days. I didn't notice it, and I freaked out. So then I said, he goes, well, you just got to be careful, where you sleep and who you sleep with. And so then he thinks I'm a prostitute. I'm like, no. I'm a doctor of sex. I don't like sleep around.
Good news,
He's
no
like,
bed bugs, but bad news, you probably have HPV.
He said, just be careful who you sleep with and who you bring around. Like, he's giving me advice.
Wait, the Terminex guy's
That's what
telling
I'm
you this?
saying. He goes, well, I don't know who's sleeping over.
Your Mexican accent it's god awful. Let me just tell you that, okay? You sound like an Indian person or something. But yeah, that's bad times, Em. If like the
This is how my day
exterminator,
started.
the exterminator.
He's lecturing me about getting bed bugs in the future because I might be sleeping around because I have so many sex toys.
Did I tell you that my 7-Eleven guy was giving me guilt trips about buying too many packs of cigarettes and
Like, dude,
booze
I'm
and
no.
beer? Yeah, he's like, I worry about you. So I found a new 7-Eleven.
But didn't you quit?
Yeah, this was a few months ago.
Oh,
but,
right, of course.
But if the Terminex guy is giving you sex advice, that's bad
because all
times.
he
And if the
heard me
7-Eleven
say
guy
was
is giving me
sex toys.
I
And he's
heard
like, it's
it. Did he
okay.
see
And then
any?
he's like, well, you got to be... No, he saw no bugs.
But the toys.
Well, I left when he said I'm opening drawers.
Did you pay him in dildos?
I paid him like $50. It was fine. But that was a weird way that my day started.
That is
And
a weird
it seems sort of out of character for me because I'm not a hypochondriac. I've never doing it. And I like
You overthink things. You do overthink
No,
things.
but I'm not about like things that I worry about things that most people don't worry about.
That's
like
true.
I don't worry about the normal things. So
Most people don't worry
that's
about
how my
bed
day
bugs.
started, which was a good time. And yeah, but I'm good. No bed bugs.
Good.
And I'd also
Because I hugged you, so I'm glad you have no bed bugs.
I know, but isn't wouldn't that be terrible?
Yeah. You brought me food, too.
I know. That
Thank
was
you
a
very
whole
much
other
for
thing.
that.
You're welcome.
But I'm glad there's no bed bugs involved.
I just
with food.
discovered this California Chicken Cafe, which I'm always starving. I have a hard time. People are like, oh, do you eat? Yes, I eat. I love food. I'm working on getting the food into the mouth. I'm working on finding places to have food. Come to find out, 2.5 years I've lived in my place a block away.
The California
I knew it.
Chicken
I thought it
Kitchen?
was just chicken.
California Chicken Cafe.
No, it's fresh. It's delicious.
No, here's the deal. I was doing an after disaster, one of my other shows, right? I was doing a podcast over at the world famous Improv, Hollywood Improv, where you did your 10-year anniversary
Yes.
show, right? About an hour ago, I was doing it with my co-host Mike Carano, and as well as Tyler White in there. And you were sending me texts, and it was interrupting the show, right? Then I'm like, sorry guys, hold on, I got to check that in. I'm like, Emily's texting me, and then Carano goes, and I said, she's getting me some kind of chicken salad. And then Mike Carano, my co-host, goes, is it California Chicken Cafe?
Shut up.
And I'm like, yeah, how'd you know? He's like, that place is the best. And and then the show became about this goddamn place for about 5 minutes before I finally got him off
I
of
just
it.
discovered it.
He's like, you got to get the coleslaw. It's the best. It's the Chinese coleslaw.
Why
I'm
you
like,
didn't tell me to get? Okay.
because it was interrupting the show.
Well, here's the point. Is
And
that
now it's continuing to interrupt this show.
Okay, but here's the point: is that I was so mad at myself because, and now happy that this all comes down to me. My mom always says to me, "Open your eyes, pay attention." That this has been right there. It has all the food I like, and it's been there for 2 years. So now I'm very excited about it, and I'm
Yes.
happy to share it with you.
I love that. I
Done.
love when you find out about something new and convenient right around the
I
corner.
could spit there
love
from my
it.
house.
Don't do that.
Okay, so enough about my day.
Your bed bugs.
I'm changing a lot, though. I'm getting food in the stomach, taking care of my health.
You weren't doing that for a while. You know what? Meth heads don't put food in their stomach either.
No. It's that I don't. It's last minute, but now I'm realizing the point of my chicken cafe story was that my mother has always said to me, "Open your eyes. You don't pay attention," because I am very focused on
I told this
and
story.
things.
It's been a while, but I told this story. I went to visit you. You're old. She has a very concerned look on her face right now.
Okay, what's
Don't
the
be
story?
so concerned. It's a good story. It's actually not a great story, but you had a beautiful little office on Hollywood Boulevard, I think, right? Almost like right on Hollywood and Highland, which is one of the most famous intersections in the world. It was a cool location. I went to visit you there.
My office is still there, but not
You're
as
way
nice as
up
that
high. I went up and I said hello to the girls. I was saying hi to you, and there are dildos everywhere and vibrating toys. And it was a fun time. People were walking by, kind of like looking in. It was a scene. And I look out your window, and you had this beautiful view of like the back of a hotel and the pool, and you could see people like tourists lounging by the pool, living their dreams out. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool. You can look at that right there. And you're like, what? What pool? What are you talking about? I'm like, the giant thing right outside your window. You're like, I've never seen that before. I've never looked out the window. I've never looked out this window before.
No, but not only...
And it was a giant window.
I know.
It was like the
whole thing was the window. That was the big thing, was the view. And not only that, a friend had been there when I first moved in and said, did you see that you can see the Hollywood sign?
And the Hollywood sign, right
Nope.
there. There's a whole scene right out your window. I'm sure that's
It's like the view.
50% of what you were paying was for that window.
Never looked.
And you never
Still
even
don't
looked.
look.
Because
So-
there was a computer in front of you instead.
So I'm saying is I'm opening my eyes
You're
now to more
focused.
things. My whole life I was like, open your eyes, open your eyes. So now California, it kind of pissed me off, but now I wanted to share it with you tonight.
I can't wait to have it.
So my eyes are more open.
I'm going to be polite though and wait till the show's over to eat it.
Yeah, me too, but I'm starving. Okay, that is funny. I forgot you pointed out the pool. I gotta open my eyes. I gotta pay attention. So, which I'm doing. But let's talk about.
You got any sex in the news?
Yeah, thanks for asking. That's really good, Anderson. Did you know that 1 in 4 people admit to having sex at the gym?
Wait, at the gym?
At the gym.
Wait,
which
they
is,
admit to having sex while
this
they're
is
at the
what I
gym?
don't get. Yeah, like, of course you hear about people having it in the sauna, like in the men's bathroom
Yeah.
and women. But this is the thing. Apparently, that 2,000 adults surveyed, 25% have been successful on their mission of having sex in the gym. 10% carry condoms with sex specifically in mind. And of those victorious in their efforts, 47% were women. And also, near the cross trainers, 45% of women said this was the best machine for putting the moves on men due to how it makes their butts look.
What? Wait, what?
Guys preferred the lat pull down. Like women are showing their lats.
Dudes don't like lats.
They do. I get compliments on my lats all the time, but maybe because they don't know what else to compliment.
When is the last time someone came up to you and said, hey, nice lats?
They usually say like nice, they say nice triceps.
Those are very different from
But
lats.
my back lats are here. I get it. But people are like, you have a nice back. I have muscles. Like I do push-ups and stuff.
Is this while they're...
No one says lats specifically, but they mean that area.
Okay.
So what I don't understand is where they're having sex. So over 80% of people who have had gym sex use an app to do so. So maybe they were like, I'm at the gym, you're at the gym, like on Tinder.
Wait, there's an app?
Well, there must be a gym app, but who knows? 49% of them were straight, 31% gay, the rest bisexual. But like, I don't know where they're, I mean, it says the sauna, not necessarily in the sauna or the steam room, but where are they having sex? In the
Yeah,
garage?
I don't get it. Because I go to the gym all the time. I've been going to the
I've
gym since I
never
was a
seen,
kid.
now granted, I don't notice things, but
I've
Hollywood's
probably been to like 12 different gyms in my life. At least. I've been members at 12 different gyms. I've been a member to gyms. And I can't imagine any of them where I like squash ball court. No, but there's giant glass. I mean,
I don't know.
Where do you do
Well,
it?
the gym people working there aren't always the sharpest people. Like, they probably wouldn't really care if you like went into like the empty like exercise room to have sex.
Empty. That's
But
just, you know what? There
but I
is
want to know where they're having sex
the
because
spin
this
class.
makes me want to never go to the gym again because it's already has so many germs.
Yeah.
And now I have to worry about like semen on my
Slipping,
Stairmaster.
it's slippery, too.
On the cross trainer.
Yeah.
Stairmasters.
What's the cross
2000.
trainer? Is that like the Nordic?
Oh, it's called the elliptical.
Elliptical, the one where it spins around. I like that one. Easy
But,
on the joints.
I don't know. And I'm always weirded out by people hitting on me at the gym too when that used to happen, but I don't belong to a gym now.
Hey, baby.
But
Nice
here's the thing.
lats.
If you're a gym person and you see someone, you have the lat comment got me every time. And also, it did. What if they can't say anything? If you can't say anything nice, just say that I have nice lats.
Nice lats.
But I find that strange too because I feel like I've logged my hours at the gym, never seen anyone. But it's okay.
So you're complaining for not getting hit on.
I'm curious. No, I get hit on at the gym, but no one said like, and I've got condoms in my gym bag.
And you, no
No
one's
one
ever
never
asked
hit.
to
No one
bang
they've
you
hit
at
on
the
me in the
gym.
gym, but no one's been like, let's
No
have
one's
sex
like,
at the
let's
gym.
go take a spin, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Okay, silly. But here's another one that's more important. Ready?
What could be more important than banging at the gym? You know what I mean?
This might be inspirational for people. This has to do with your health. Couples who use contraception
Robert.
are 3 times more likely to have sex, any kind of contraception. And it's probably because John Hopkins did the research, And they said
He's a smart dude.
that
See some
people,
guy that's smart.
yeah,
and
it's in one of the top schools in the country. Are you kidding?
John Hopkins is
He
smart.
said it separates sexual pleasure from the responsibilities of pregnancy. So researchers conducted the study, analyzed data filled out by 210,000 sexually active women, and they said that women between the ages of 20 and 29, those who are more educated, those who want to have children in the next 2 years were more likely to have sex in the previous 4 weeks. So women want to have better, healthier, safer sex by separating sex from pregnancy and childbearing. Contraception has that. Knowing how often women have sex and what role contraception plays can give us a better understanding of how our meeting our family planning goals of improving access. The point is, if you know that you're having, okay, right. If you use contraception, you're more likely to be more confident that you're not worrying about getting pregnant. Like you're on it. Like you're a person who's like responsible. You're concerned about your sexual health, and then you're more likely to have sex as well.
And there's also this:
you're responsible.
If you're using a condom, chances are you don't know the person that well. And new sex is always the best sex, and you have more sex when it's new.
Do you think these women are a little easy or something?
Well, I know. I'm just saying that chances are the people that are wearing the condoms are having sex with people they don't know that well, who are new partners, and you do have sex with new partners more often than you do with somebody you've been with for a long time. I think that's a factor. You know what I mean?
It says couples, though, who use contraception, which I probably didn't really get to that part because it's just study.
Do they define couples?
Truncated.
You know what I mean? Anyone who bangs might be a couple. And
so it says she explained that women have many reasons for not using the method above. Women also reported because they were having women reported not using contraception because they were having infrequent sex. I don't know. The point is, I don't fucking know.
The point is,
this is an annoying article, and I wish that I read that. Condoms. Well, the annoying thing is that it led with couples. The best part is that it is true that if you're responsible, just like people who use sunscreen are less likely to probably have get skin
cancer.
Like this.
It's like people who wear sunscreen are more apt to be at the beach. They go to the beach more often.
But they also probably just healthier, responsible people.
Right.
I mean, I just think people don't care. Like this woman. Okay. So
you see that bucket next to you?
No.
The condoms?
Yeah, that's been there forever. They're probably expired.
No. Do you see? Like it was full. It's a big. It probably holds about a gallon, maybe 2 gallons of condoms, and it was full to the brim when it got set down there about 6 months ago. And you can see it's about 1/8 of the way.
I love that.
Full. Now.
I'm glad that people are taking condoms. There should be more condoms.
Who are they though? This is our studio.
Oh, let's do a poll. Let's figure it out.
And no one in this room who works in here is taking those condoms.
No, I'm not taking them.
Some little sex fiend is coming in here when Loveline or you and I aren't in here, and they're taking.
Think we should start an experiment or something?
I kind of want to put like a trip camera up.
Let's do it.
A little camera that
you would do that.
Yeah.
Set a camera up. I love it. Okay, I'm going to tell you this about condoms. I love skin condoms, as you know. They're my favorite. SKYN. Do I always say that?
Well, you got to.
Well, because it's hard to understand. You might not know how to spell it.
Why did you throw skin at me?
Oh, because I was looking at those condoms going...
Oh, I see. I get you.
Okay, I love that people are taking condoms, but no, I'm just saying to you, they're like the orange ones, and they're probably expired. Like I worry about people taking rando condoms.
Rando condoms.
And I'd rather have people just like come to my office and take condoms because I don't know. There's some condoms that aren't great. And that's why condoms get a really bad rap because people have bad experiences with condoms. And or in their mind, they think it, they can't get hard. They can't stay hard. Sex isn't as good.
They psych themselves out.
But I agree that there are condoms that don't fit you. And they don't work for you. And you don't like, but there are condoms that will. So keep searching. It shouldn't be a reason not to use.
Right. What are you doing? You're eating.
I mean,
what are we doing? We're not eating on the program. What is that you're eating? It's orange. It's like orange squash puree.
This is Chicken Cafe. Okay, so here's the other story.
Is Chicken Cafe
My
like
mom
a chain?
always says she's always trying to get me to just pick up a rotisserie chicken, get some squash. You could steam squash. You know how easy it is. You put it in the microwave. It's really good for you, which I've never done. Mm-hmm. They have squash and chicken rotisserie, which is stuff I like, and fresh salad, and it's
everything you like, and it was right there.
I was hungry eating it. Yeah.
I like your mom.
I love my mom, too. And I'm just like, Mom, guess what? There's squash next door.
I can't imagine me ever having an opportunity to bring this up on any of your other shows. Have you? Adam Sandler. I grew up loving Adam Sandler on Saturday Night Live, and I loved him in Billy Madison, which has become a cult favorite of a lot of people. I'm a movie guy. And he used to come out with these comedy albums like every year where he had like sketches on them and whatnot, and he did voices and he had songs. That's where the Hanukkah song came from.
I love the Hanukkah song.
And the Lunch Lady song. I don't know if you remember that one, but one of his sketches, and I think it might have been recurring. He might have done it on a few different albums, and I'm sure a lot of your listeners have probably heard it. But he did this like old Jewish grandmother who was very sexual, and she would be like. She'd be like talking to her kids, like, "Hey, Johnny, why don't you have your girlfriend come over and take out your cock and balls and play with them?" "Oh, Mom, come on, that's gross. Stop it." And it would go on like that.
Sound like my mother?
And it sounds like I could see, like some
That's
kind
so
of,
funny.
Someone in the Emily.
That's my mom.
Family tree.
Yeah. She's like,
Maybe
you can't have an orgasm? Did you ever try smoking pot or anything? Maybe you should get a little stoned. That was her only sex advice. She's not even a stoner. She was like, she would
just tell you to smoke drugs.
One time, she was like, in college, when I had not had an orgasm yet, I was a late bloomer, like many of you.
But, how many of your listeners do you think have actually gone to their mom and say, "Hey, Mom, I can't do it"?
Well, my mom, we hadn't even talked. I just knew that I could talk to her about it. This is why I worry about so many people with sex education, because my mom always said, "Talk to me if you have questions." But I was never like, "Hey, Mom," I didn't know what the questions were that I had. And it didn't occur to me ever to touch my vagina and masturbate. And so when I started having intercourse, once I was in college and my friends were all talking about these crazy orgasms, I'm like, "The orga what?" And they're like, "You haven't had one? You didn't masturbate?" I'm like, "Damn." And then my mom was like, "Really? You're so stressed out, Emily. Just maybe you should like smoke a joint and chill out, have one." But she doesn't even, that was her random advice.
Sorry, I was looking for cock and
My
balls.
mom said, "Can't you make some squash?" Okay.
Do you have any emails?
I do, but first,
cock and balls. Hold on.
did you find
You
it?
can eat a little food and then maybe play with your cock and balls for a while.
I'm just gonna eat, Mom.
All right, and then maybe a little later you play with your cock and balls for Mama.
I don't.
I could see something like that somewhere in the Emily family
How'd
tree.
you find it? That's brilliant.
There's this thing called Google. It's an app. Check
Dude,
it
I
out.
love Google. Okay, but before I get into the amazing killer emails from my listeners, I want the Hanukkah song is my favorite, but it's
We're
like
not
not
gonna-
Hanukkah
it's-
anymore.
We're going to take a quick break and give a shout out to our amazing sponsors. We love them. Thank you for supporting them. And we'll be right back.
Now I've got emails. Okay, everyone, thank you for emailing me, feedback@sexwithemily.com. And you know I love hearing from you, and I love getting your emails, and I love that you're supporters. Also, great to include your name, how old you are, where you live,
Your sex.
and your sex. Your male or female.
Because it's tough to tell sometimes. Every week I
it's
say
like
that.
Sam.
Yeah.
Hi, Emily. I've been listening to your podcast for over a year now via iTunes, and it's helped me immensely. I'm 24, and my boyfriend is 42, and he has self-diagnosed himself with retroactive jealousy.
What?
He's jealous because, though I am much younger, I've had many more lovers than he has, and as a result, he's constantly comparing himself to my past experience.
That's classic Raj. Classic.
Classic Raj.
R-A-G. R-A-J.
Retroactive jealousy.
Yeah.
He constantly bombards me with questions, has me recall stuff I would rather not think about. How could I help assure him that I love him and I don't compare him to my past? Thanks, Janice. Okay, it sounds like your boyfriend is super. First of all, let's get this, Anderson. The age difference, she's 24, he's 42.
Yikes.
Boyfriend sounds really insecure. And he's actually kind of being a masochist here, I'd say. He's torturing himself with your past experiences as a way to keep his self-worth lower and to keep you feeling guilty. The term retroactive jealousy, which he pulled out of his ass, he's actually referring to retrospective jealousy.
Oh, look at that. He doesn't even know shit.
Or retrograde jealousy. I mean, he's not that off. I'm kidding you. I'm not slamming your guy here. We're trying to help. I actually am not usually that negative. So, as we talked about a few weeks ago, that I'm
You're very
nice.
positive. You see the positive in everything.
Yes, but you're referring to his constant, often obsessive, painful thoughts and the curiosity regarding a partner's past relationships and or sexual history is this retrospective jealousy.
That makes much
And
more
they're
sense.
notorious for asking their partners too many questions and then they replay it in their head. The same jealous thoughts. It's like a mental movie in their mind over and over and over again. Overthinking the condition rather than taking necessary steps.
What are the necessary
They
steps?
cannot put the jealousy behind him. So this isn't looking good for me. It's not looking good for me because he's probably had these issues for a while. This is how he does relationships. So no amount of reassurance of how loyal you are and how great you are is going to put this to rest for him. I just have a feeling he's not sitting and talking to me face to face that this has been going on. He needs some intensive therapy. And even then, his issues might not be solved right away. Because I'm sure that this is, think about it. Tell me again. Oh, and then I can't making her feel bad.
Right. It's like a bad tooth that he keeps messing with. Can
almost
I tell
like
you?
cuckolding too, in a way, when men want.
There's something to it, and I have a lot of experience with this. I hate to admit it.
You used to do this.
Yeah, and it's from my own personal experience. Emily,
Did you have jealousy in retrograde?
It's not the guy. It's the relationship, for the most part. Because I've had this with some girls, absolutely, and other girls not at all. And it depends on the relationship. And now that I'm older and I can look back on those relationships where it did rear its ugly head, because it is awful. I mean, I would obsess. And a lot of the time it had to do with drugs. I was on stimulants and whatnot, which made it much worse. Meth and cocaine made it much, much worse. I would like really focus in on things.
Like you'd hear one thing?
Like let's say I was
Give me
jealous
an example.
of, okay, like a girl slept with a guy named Mark. And I was obsessing about Mark, and I hated the idea. I would imagine him like getting to touch her and seeing her in a certain way. And it was always like she was the victim. And like it would get to the point where like I would see, and you don't realize it, but Mark is everywhere, like Mark 4, Mark. Yeah, and I would see the name, and then it would just propel me onto that thought where I couldn't get out of that thought, and I would be thinking about it, and I would beg for details. I would need to know more, torture myself, torture this poor girl. And it was really, looking back on it, all those relationships that happened in probably about 3 or 4, I hate to admit it, but 3 or 4 relationships I got that bad with these girls. I was also like rescuing them from something because they were victims, and I was almost like the dad or the big brother, and they were my girlfriend as well, which wasn't a good match.
But were you resenting them then because you were rescuing them?
I got so bad at some points, Em, that I was actually jealous of myself. I would go back, like this one girl, I was with her for 2 years, and maybe longer. And I remember going back thinking that when she first met me, like she slept with me too soon. And what was she doing? Why would she do that? She's better than that. And I was like jealous of myself. It was insanity. But then you
couldn't win.
I was
so
in healthy relationships too, and other good relationships where like they did have. I don't want to say that they had a dad, but they came from.
Daddy issues,
they had
daddy
therapy, or they were more secure with themselves. They didn't victimize themselves or put themselves out there to be victimized. I didn't feel like I had to protect them, and I was healthy in those relationships.
So, okay, let me understand this. So it was like the wounded bird thing.
Yeah.
And then you felt it was more of a protective thing than a jealous
I wanted
thing?
to keep the...
Or were they the kind of women who wanted you to be jealous? They're like, oh, this one time Mark.
I was in a couple of those, but those were the worst.
Okay, so really this was about, you think...
It was all me. It was all me. It wasn't like in high school, I was with the girls that wanted me to be jealous, and they'd like to see me get in fights for their honor. It made them feel special. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like... I was trying, looking back, it's quite clear that I was trying to protect these girls. And they had, a lot of them were like, they had been sexually victimized before I came to the rescue. And I was
But now, like, your wife can just be like, hey, Mark, or, this guy keeps calling me.
Yeah, my wife can't make me jealous at all. I'm so secure with her.
But I also think it's maturity. And picking the right people. You're right. Certain people do trigger jealousy.
But this guy's my age.
Yeah, so he needs, don't you think?
And he's with a really young girl, and I'm wondering if maybe...
There might be some parallels here.
I think there's also... When I was doing it, looking back on it, it's clear as day now that the relationship wasn't right, and I was trying to sabotage it from within as well. So perhaps he realizes that he's got some kind of guilt because of the age difference. He knows that it's not going to last long term, and he's trying to implode it.
Yeah, might be. And he just has some kind of condition where he just wants to torture himself in some way. But yeah, there's a lot of reasons why we choose our thoughts.
Yeah.
We choose our lives because our thoughts become a reality.
They can't. Compulsive
they could learn to.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lifelong process to learn. So anyway,
I'm telling you, if I got behind like a Mark III van in traffic, I couldn't control my thoughts. Like I would just be thinking about Mark.
What if you just saw like park here? Would you be like, that's close to Mark?
No, if it didn't have to rhyme.
Yeah. So anyway, Janelle, I think that you're young. Janice, you're young. You can have a lot of experiences. You don't need this kind of negativity early in your dating life. Okay. How to get a wife to self-love. Dear Emily, Dr. Emily. Well, thank you very much. I love getting some respect around here.
Yeah, whatever.
I mean, seriously, he respects you more than like the Terminator who came over.
The Terminator? Oh, you're talking about the Exterminator.
He started giving me sex. He started telling me like I should like change my ways.
You should say, why don't you yell and say, get out! I'm a sex doctor! Out!
I'm a doctor. Dear Emily, how do I approach the subject of self-pleasure, a.k.a. masturbating to my wife? She's never in her life gone solo, to which I believe her. She's come out of her shy shell being with me and has eased into trying new things in the bedroom, except taking matters into her own hand. LOL. I really believe that it would make our sex life even better with her discovering new heights within her body. Thank you in advance for your advice, Tim. He wants his wife to self-pleasure, as a lot of men do. I mean, women, we hear this a lot from men. They're like, I don't understand why my partner doesn't masturbate, because we also know that would give her pleasure and it might help her have more orgasms when she's with him. But there could be a lot of things going on here, Tim, that could be blocking her desire to touch herself. She could have shame associated with masturbation, religious beliefs, like overall disinterest, lack of know-how. And you've mentioned that she's been coming out of her shell, so it could just be a slow process she needs to work up to. But pressuring her, believe me, is not the way that it's going to happen. And I'm curious why you want it so badly. Is she not orgasming during sex? Does she not know what she likes? So a great thing, if you discuss beforehand, my favorite, mutual masturbation. You show her how you like to touch yourself. She can observe, then help her get more familiar. She must know, you could even just play a game like, does this feel good? Does that feel good? Get some lube, get some candles, and help her get into her body. But don't just whip it out and force the mutual masturbation. But let her come around her own time. But no woman wants to be pressured, because masturbation is also a very personal thing. So I'm wondering why she tells you she doesn't want to. So who knows? It could be something happened in childhood. Hi, Emily. Another email.
New email.
Do you want to talk about masturbation more?
Smooth transition. I enjoy talking about your mom and masturbation, but let's move on to the next email.
I'm being super linear.
I like it. It's not like you. Let's do it.
Okay.
Forward.
Hi, Emily. I've been with my current partner for around 8 months and have still never orgasmed through intercourse.
That's a chick.
I've before, only by myself. I've never, ever with other guys either. Even being in long-term relationships, I've tried everything, even doing it alone, and it seems that it cannot be done vaginally, even when stimulating on top.
Do you think she's tried double penetration? No. She said everything. She's a liar.
You don't start with the double.
She said she tried everything.
I feel like I want to be honest with him, but I feel like it will break him if I tell him I've been faking it. I just don't want to disappoint him, but it's only fair for me and him. How do I approach this easily? I'm nervous. Love your show. Alex in Melbourne, Australia. Alex Melbourne, Australia, from Melbourne, whatever. It says Alex Melbourne - Australia, parens Australia on iTunes. Here's the point, Alex. This is sticky.
Fake.
No, I always say don't ever fake orgasms, because you're certainly not
doing a service to
yourself or the partner that you're with. And you want to have a fulfilling sex life, and you like this guy, so you want to be honest. However, I don't think that you need to come out right away and say, guess what, honey? I've been faking it the whole time.
What if she just stops faking it?
Sometimes little omissions are, okay in a relationship, and then just never has one again.
Yeah, she's just like, I used to, and now I'm not. Let's work on this.
Well, how would you want it to be handled with you? Because I have some ideas here. But let's say you've been with a woman for, how long have they been together? 8 months.
8 months.
And she was like, Anderson, and then I'm giving you the point. She's like, babe, it's so good. Oh my God, my toes. And then 8 months later, she's like,
my toes.
Guess what?
Yeah.
I actually faked
I'd
everyone.
I'd feel betrayed, and I'd feel like I'd look at her and I'd be like, it's like, I don't even know you, man.
Would you break up with her?
No.
If the sex
it depends
was good.
on how hot she was, But
every guy friggin' ends every
true.
sentence with it depends on how hot she was when you're talking about
8 months. That's still new. That's still strange.
Right.
I would watch the Seinfeld episode with him, and then be like, "So, what do you think?"
Which one?
The one where Elaine admits that every orgasm she had with Jerry was fake.
Was fake. That's a great one.
Yeah.
Right.
And be like, "See, you bring in some levity."
Because they were saying, because every guy says, no, every woman's orgasm with me. And I'm like, guess what, dude? That's not true.
And Jerry's like, what about the panting and the breathing and the moaning? And she's like, fake. Yeah.
Can you find that?
Probably.
Okay. So here's the thing. This is what I recommend to you, Alex, is that you can tell him, first of all, you want to start the conversation in a neutral area. His pride's available. His pride is involved. Little omissions are fine. But don't have this in the bedroom. You can tell him, hey, listen, babe, I want to be honest with you. It's really hard for me to reach orgasm from sex alone. And sometimes I feel like I almost get there, but I can't quite get over the edge. And everything feels amazing. You're so great at, oral, kissing, let him know what you really love about him. And it's not that I haven't enjoyed sex with you. I just think we could try something different. That there's some moves I think that we could try that might really get me there. And so that's where you need to start. And also mutual masturbation, again, it's great. You say that luckily you've had orgasms on your own.
She knows how to do it to herself, too.
Yeah, here's the thing. So why not use your fingers? Just be like, because maybe I think some women don't want to rub themselves.
And sometimes the penis can be distracting, I bet.
Well, The penis is distracting, and most women don't orgasm from intercourse alone.
Right.
30% do. So, honey, you're fine. It's just a matter of like, just saying, you know what? Sometimes I feel like I almost get there, but this will give me killer orgasm. Let's try this.
Right.
And like bring in your vibrator, bring in your hands, bring in your lube, whatever it is that gets you there. But a great thing too is mutual masturbation. It's kind of like a sexy show and tell, like candles. You watch each other. And once he learns and he's watching and he knows how to get you there yourself, he can learn how to please you manually because most women require more clitoral stimulation. Let's just be honest.
If he's a good learner, yes.
Yeah. I mean, some guys are, some guys
the
aren't.
breathing, the panting, the moaning, the screaming.
Fake.
I'm stunned. I'm shocked.
That's awesome.
Jerry was shocked.
Love Jerry.
He was stunned. She gave him a second chance.
And then it didn't happen, right?
He couldn't get it up.
I remember that. Seinfeld is still brilliant, correct?
Oh, it is, absolutely. The wife and I stood in line a couple months
ago.
ago.
Oh my God, you went to that.
For 5 hours to go see the pop-up Jerry's apartment.
They rebuild the house.
It was a Hulu ad, essentially, on Melrose here in Hollywood. And it was worth the 5 hours. It started pouring rain.
It was right near my house.
And we stood in there.
I was like, who the hell are those people in line in the rain?
It was me.
Was it amazing? They recreated the same exact house?
Yeah, it was the exact apartment. It was like standing in his apartment. We literally were standing in his apartment.
It was weird.
It was like, fantastic.
I mean, usually there's like Versace, but it was like Seinfeld house. Melrose. That's cool. Okay, well, thank you, Anderson. What's going on with Cinematics, your new podcast this week?
Cinematics this week. Last week, I know we did, because we haven't recorded this week yet. Last week, we did the new Disney movie, The Finest Hours, with Christopher Pine, which actually, you know what, wasn't that bad considering this time of year. Based on a true story. It was action-packed, and it was about an oil tanker that gets sliced in half by a big storm. We also covered all of the Oscar shorts, pretty much all of the Oscar shorts, some of which were great. One of the Oscar shorts, Emily, made me cry. One of them made me immediately watch with my wife again the next day. That's animated, and it's available on Netflix. And I'll let you know where you can find that and how you should watch it on Netflix. The Oscar shorts, they don't get much love. But
they don't, but they're amazing.
They're playing at a few theaters around the country right now.
I've always loved the shorts. It's good service you're doing there. Okay, so yeah, well, thank you everyone for listening, and keep checking out our podcast. We've got 2 a week. Subscribe to them. And also, if you like the show and you're like, God, that was really cool. I learned something today. Be awesome if you go to iTunes, give us a little 5 stars
or 2 or 1.
Well, if it's 1, you just should probably stop listening. Why torture yourself? But 5 would be great. And thank you everyone in my office. Thank you Madison. Thank you Lori. Thank you Anderson. And thanks so much for listening.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. In After Disaster, I told a story about how I bought a hot skateboard off of 2 heroin heads. 2 guys that are trying to buy heroin, and I bought a skateboard by mistake from them. It's a horrible story.
Okay, check it out. Check out his podcast, you guys. I know you love him. Okay, thanks everyone for listening. Was it good for you? Email me, feedback@sexwithemily.com.